in 2005, there was a going away party for somebody at CNN or something. She was no longer Chris Cuomo's boss. And according to her op-ed, Chris Cuomo came in and sort of grabbed her, hugged her, and squeezed her butt. And then she was sitting there, you know, I guess her husband saw it. I mean, there would have been a need for confirmation, except for the fact that, like, Cuomo writes an hour or two later, or maybe after the party or whatever, let's put up the email. She has the email, and it really is an amazing email. Like, I first saw only the subject line.
My heart's almost ready to stop from what could be happening between people now.
Okay. Oh, God.
So the subject line is, now that I think of it, I'm ashamed. And when I heard that, I was like, you know, all right, good for him.
He's coming clean. He sounds like a guy. If you watch his show, Chris Cuomo Coming to You Live 360, he sounds like he's ready to get it off his chest.
And it occurs to me, okay, well, I mean, obviously you don't do that, and you're, in my opinion, you're a bit of a creepy scumbag to do that. But if you come back an hour later with, like, I'm ashamed and I apologize, maybe you have some, like, sort of self-awareness, and you're like, whatever.
Here comes the chagrin, is what we're hoping.
But then the email starts to really undercut it very quickly. He says, though,
I haven't read, I'm like a kid on Christmas or Hanukkah morning. I'm not reading ahead.
Right. So he says, I'm ashamed. And then immediately,
though,
offers like an alibi and excuse. Though my hearty greeting was a function of being glad to see you. In other words, I didn't mean anything by it. It was just my sheer exuberance. I hug people. I mean, who does this remind you of?
Yeah.
I kiss Joe Biden.
Perhaps I am too respectful.
And then he goes into, Christian Slater got arrested for under
the bus. Christian Slater goes under the bus. One paragraph later.
For a parentheses kind of similar act.
Right.
And then parentheses, though born of an alleged negative intent, unlike my own.
I'm not a monster like Christian Slater here.
That piece of shit, Christian Slater.
Well, what's amazing here is that he is like, he's delivering the subtext, which is like, I might get in trouble for this. And, and let me just make it absolutely clear that I shouldn't get in trouble for this.
He wants it in writing, but he's like, can't stop just trying to exonerate himself. And it's super clumsy.
And then he says, and these are just like, also like, where did he learn to write English? Because let's just drop out the parentheses, which are all these mitigating.
Many ellipses.
Why does he need that many ellipses? Seriously.
Because
he was charged for the ellipses. Believe me, you wouldn't see so many.
Yeah.
And he's at Disney. That's what I love.
Then he says, and as a husband, I can empathize with not liking to see my wife patted as such.
Patted as such. That sounds like respect. Very respect.
Also, and it's nice that he's empathizing with the husband.
Exactly.
Yes.
You basically.
As a husband who's.
I can imagine if someone came and branded my cattle without my permission. Like, I can empathize with a ranch owner who would see their cattle get branded with the Lucky Star Ranch thing, not their ranch.
It's nice that he's acknowledging at least that he has the inability to empathize with a woman.
Exactly.
No, but as a husband, when I play the husband role in my head, in my Chris Cuomo head, I can empathize.
I want to put this together without the ellipses so that we get like just how sort of twisted this is. Though my hearty greeting was a function of being glad to see you, ...
That's so terrible.
Christian Slater got
Is he a dog
for
of some kind?
Act. And as a husband, I can empathize with not liking to see patted as such. So let me make this clear. I was happy to see you, but I don't want to get arrested. And I can imagine how upset your husband was seeing me grab your ass.
I thought you were kidding.
So-
And he does pass. That's what he apologizes to.
So pass along my apology to your very good and noble husband.
Thank you, sir.
Chattel.
I appreciate your.
I
appreciate your apology.
I
sir.
appreciate your recognizing that I am not a cuck and that you should not have taken my chattel in that fashion. Thank you, good sir.
Thank you for restoring my honor.
Yes.
My nobility remains intact.
Yes.
Thank you, Chris Cuomo.
I can now that you have indicated to my chattel that you meant no offense, I can now look my chattel in the eye and still maintain my dignified
I will
position
not request
of
a
authority.
refund on the dowry.
Exactly. But to his credit, by line 6, he says, and I apologize to you as well
Right.
for
Or even putting you.
putting you in such a position.
I don't even know what that.
Wait a second, to be
You need
clear,
to be.
not for grabbing your ass, but for grabbing your ass in front of your noble husband.
That's right. That was the big mistake.
It's the position I put you in that your husband had to see me grab your ass.
As I tore into you as a material that either I or another man owned, I thought for a second maybe I'm going too far.
I am so sorry that I, in any way,
And I wish your family goodwill to you.
you and your husband. And next time, I will remember the lesson, no matter how happy I am to see you.
It's
Is he happy to see him or just happy to see him? What kind of a monster is this guy?
What
That he
is the lesson?
Well, the lesson about Christian Slater and the other one that you learned.
Do you guys think that Christian Slater woke up on LA time with you, Andy, and saw his name trending? Was like, oh, my career is getting back on track, and now it's.
Wait a second. Now wait. Now I have Emma. Now wait a second. I guess you didn't see Mr. Rocket Man. That was a good. He was Mr. Rocket, Mr. Robot.
It's a robot. No. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Let's not denigrate Christian
And I
Slater's.
also think,
I'm so sorry.
on some,
I don't know why I went there.
using Christian Slater's, behavior at all. To be honest with you,
I
I
have
don't
not
remember
seen
the
Mr.
episode.
Robot.
Oh, that's a great show.
Okay.
I don't remember the episode, but I think I know
The episode of what?
Slater went through some very difficult sort of substance.
I have it
issues.
here. 2005, Sergeant.
Oh.
Basically, he grabbed a woman's behind on the street, said Doherty, adding Slater was intoxicated at the time. Slater said, I didn't do nothing when he was in the squad car.
I mean, come on. Come on. Have you no shame at long last? I say.
Wait, and so he's bringing up Slater, and this is contemporaneous. This happened in 2005, so it was in the news, and so he was a little sensitive. But he's making it seem like this whole thing is just about the husband being there, and
So weird.
so it's like how. So let me doubly insult you. Like it's you're just a basically just sort of a prop or some type of plaything for me. But let me apologize for saying that I shouldn't have played with you in front of your owner. I mean, it's
Just like,
so
Particularly after Christian Slater made it hot to do things like this.
exact, and it's like
Christian Slater did it, and no one seemed to.
And one wonders if he's also thinking to himself, like, back in 1950, if I had done this, people would have really been praising me for sending this email, which, of course, email doesn't exist at that time. I mean, he must have been so proud of himself. Look at me.
I think he just wanted, documentation that he apologized and downplayed it significantly.
Yeah, he really should have come up with some of that, because this sounds right. This really reads like, first of all, I'll tell you what I shouldn't even be writing you an email to. I should never apologize for something so wonderful that I did to you earlier today. That was a wonderful thing, a blessing to you and your family. But I'm writing because I saw maybe if your husband was there and he thought, and he didn't know and he got knocked out, he could think as I was ripping your dress to get at you. As I ripped through your dress to get at you, I did hesitate for a moment and said, wait a second, we're not in my bedroom.
I I appreciate that you're doing Jackie Mason there. I want to say that.
This man, what are the odds that what are the odds that, this is actually true. This is a bit from my act. What are the odds that Mel Gibson would actually have he was pulled over by a Jewish policeman? What are the odds of that being, it's a fact. I'm not making it up. There's two Jewish policemen in L.A. and Mel Gibson. But how did he know he was Jewish? And here comes the bit. Did he walk up to the car and say, "Look, Mr. Gibson, do you have any idea how fast you were going, Mr. Gibson?" I said to myself, "Is that the man from the Lethal Weapon movie?"
Oh, God.
It's delightful. I'm a throwback in many ways. This is terrible. These Cuomo, I'm less high on the Cuomos now.
Really? Is it like you've come down? Folks, there's more of what you've just saw where that came from. That's if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.